Good morning, this is Gary on day 2 of the Jewel of the Seas, the Southern Caribbean itinerary. Wanted to give a quick recap of the table last night. It was excellent. Surprisingly good for Jewel of the Seas. I was nervous because I was on here in August 4 months ago and did terribly with points, playing at the table with only just maybe 2 to 3 gentlemen the whole cruise. So I was nervous that this cruise is going to have no gamblers. It's older style casino, a lot of old slot machines, so you don't really know what to expect. We had a surprisingly good night. The casino opened at 10 p.m. because we left San Juan at about 8:30. Came to the table about 10:15 and the table was full. Had to wait for a spot to clear up. Got on about 10:30 and started with Light in the Darkness, a $50 level, and was not good. First 3 points were set point, hit the point, set point, hit the point. I was getting whacked. Then the gentleman stayed in Light in the Darkness. The gentleman got to come out at 7, lost another one. I was down over $250 quick. Switched to a different strategy, waited for another shooter, tried a different Light in the Darkness method, tried the Batman method coming through the DC, got whacked on that too, was down over 400. I was frustrated. I figured it was going to be a very short night, so I switched to a light side strategy with triple Lux, and it worked out great. I was doing 96 across the start and just pressing on the first couple hits, collect, press, and worked out very, very, very well. Ended up recovering the 400 I was down, plus another 935 was the total cash out. I was over 1,200 up at one point, plus I was tipping pretty heavily. Nobody was really tipping, which I wasn't really happy about that. So I was throwing 5-10 here and there just to keep the dealers happy and hopefully to grease the wheel for the points. Points were not bad. They gave us decent points. I asked the pit boss at one time what I had for points, and I had 210 on the table. He told me 160. And I said, well, I have 210. And he said, well, you just pressed it. I said 7 or 8 rolls ago. So he adjusted me, and we did okay on points. I believe I got 532 points. Let's check the machine real quick. 532 points. So 532 plus 935 up is pretty good. We'll take it for the day. So we'll give you a recap of day 2. Night 2 rather, on day 3. Good afternoon, it's Gary. The casino's open. I didn't even realize this. We're in St. Martin, so I guess they can be open. Quick update of the table from last night. It's awesome. I made over 600 points, and I made over 2,000 bucks. Well, 2,000 bucks up for the cruise, so I made a little over 1,100 yesterday. We had some shooters. We had a gentleman who's only the second time he's ever played craps, a 38 roller, just doing a little bit of dice setting, just doing pairs, matching pairs, and he was crushing it. We had quite a few 30-something rolls, I think 3 or 4. Then of course a couple of real shit rolls, but that's how it goes. But pretty good update, pretty good. I mean, Jules definitely surprised the crap out of me this week. So just a quick update so I don't get yelled at. The casino is open and there's people everywhere, but I just want to give a quick update. Later. Good afternoon, it's Gary on Jewel of the Seas on the Southern Itinerary Caribbean out of San Juan. Just a quick recap on last night's table action. We had a quiet night, very quiet night. There was only, I think, 4 or 5 of us that played for the 2 hours I was here, and it was abysmal. I mean, we could not get a roll to save our lives. Tried light side, dark side. I was down like 600 and change at one point, about an hour 20, hour and a half in. And one of that new gentleman, that Jeremy that came up a couple days ago, came up and just threw a banger, 38 rolls. Just pulled us all out of a drought. Recovered it and made 175 bucks last night, so we're still up a pretty good amount. Earned a couple hundred points. Nothing spectacular on points. I feel like they're being fair, but they're not being overly generous. I did make a joke last night that we've had bad experiences on Utopia with points and, just getting crushed. And I said, the bigger and newer the ship, the worse the points are. And one of the dealers, who got a couple really good dealers on the ship, was joking, and he said, well, of course, how do you think they pay for those new things? He's like, we got this old girl, you can earn some good points on here. And I was like, nice. And I asked, what you got me at over there? And he looked over the computer, he goes, looks at my bets, which was 160 across, and he goes, 165. I go, perfect. So then I tossed him a 5, but it's been rough. It was a little rough last night, but hoping for better tonight. Maybe everybody is exhausted from being in St. Martin, but all is well. Have a good day. Good afternoon, it's Gary on Jewel of the Seas, day 5 from Dominica. Went on an amazing excursion today to see some waterfalls, Trafalgar Falls and Sapphire Falls, I believe. The ride there was not fun through mountain roads and a bunch of switchbacks, but in the back of a small van, getting to the falls, A+. Probably stick in some clips here. Very cool. The water was way too cold to swim. People were swimming, but they were from England, so you ain't gonna catch this Florida boy in cold water. The table last night was medium. Better than the previous night, but not nearly as good as the first 2 nights. We were struggling, just couldn't get a good roll. A couple of decent rollers. I think we had a 22 and a 25 were the best we had all night. I 0.7'd out twice, which I couldn't believe. I set the point, got a 12, and then a 7'd out. I could not believe it. It was not good shooting last night, but I guess that's part of the game. It was also be able to get building it up and then getting whacked. It was bad. Got some really, really good dealers, though. I have to compliment them. We have 2 gentlemen on this one. A Cooley. He's a gentleman, and he just knows your bets and knows the payouts and the bets so quick, and he's very fast. Flicks the chip with the spin, which I like. And then there's another gentleman. His real name is Tulio, but he goes by Tony. I've actually seen him before on Freedom. He actually remembered me, which goes to show you I travel too much when dealers start remembering you. And he's hilarious. I mean, jokes for days. Jokes when you're betting, jokes when you're shooting, jokes about numbers. He spent a lot of time on the dice table and got some good jokes, got some good one-liners. We were cracking up. But good dudes. Points have been fair, not overly excessive. I feel like the 2 pit bosses that have been hanging out are chatty and they're fun, and I've been taking care of everybody pretty much. You know, I've been tossing 5. I've been trying. I've probably given them over $200 in the last 4 days, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. They got to make money too. So, still happy to be here. It's been a great cruise. Play has been better than expected on Jewel of the Sea, so we'll see how night 5 goes, and I'll catch back up with you tomorrow. I always forget to check my points as part of the video, but we got a 1911 as of 4 nights. So we're close to the 500 average, but not quite there. We'll see what tonight brings. Hoping for better. Hoping for a full table. I love when the table's full and there's more energy and there's more going on and we just have more fun. And I feel like it slows the game down a little bit, which of course helps with earning comp value. But anyway, hope everybody has a great day. Here's a quick view of the Centrum. Good morning. Gary back on Jewel of the Seas, day 7. Unfortunately, we've reached the end. We are in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic today. A little summary. I forgot to do a summary 2 nights ago, so this will be a 2-night summary of night 5 and night 6. Night 5, absolute trash. Absolutely horrible. We had, I think, 6 3-rolls. And I think 4 of them were in a row. It was like, set the point, 12.7 out. Set the point, 3.7 out. I mean, it was disaster. I lost over $500. Only got like 200 points. Played for about 2 hours. Was there for about 20 shooters, but man, it was a struggle. And eventually just gave up. I was like, I'm cutting my losses. That's enough. Last night, which was night 6, table was decent. Nowhere near as good as night 1 and 2. Night 1 and 2 crushed, and we did so good. I thank goodness I did good because I'm using that profit this whole time. I was playing typical 96 across up to 160 and then collect, and I was doing okay. I was down $500 at one point, but we had a couple good shooters. A couple of the guys, one gentleman Kevin, one gentleman Chris, and myself kind of bailed it out all in the low 20s, which are, you know, not great rolls, but at least we were able to get out of it. And ended up walking 2.5 hours, ended up walking with $101 of profit. So got back my about $500 a loss and $100, and I was tipping along the way, so it's actually more than that, but we'll take it. It wasn't bad. We're up to 2765 on points, so not great. We didn't quite hit the we should be at 3,000 if we hit 500 points a night, and we're a little shy of that. We will get to the 3,000 certificate tonight. I'll definitely make sure I get under 250 points, so I get that. But great cruise overall, some good destinations, and was going to get off here in just a few minutes, but it's raining outside, so we're going to wait till see what happens with the rain. But one more update tomorrow, and that'll be a summary. We'll do a little wrap, and that's going to be it. Have a good day. Well, good morning. The time has come, and we are on day 8 of a 7-day cruise, which means time is over. I need to get off the ship. It's 6:25 in the morning. I forgot to do this update last night, so we're doing it today. What a great cruise. Jewel of the Seas really shocked me. I was nervous because it's a smaller ship, older ship out of Puerto Rico. I was afraid there was going to be no gamblers. It's going to be a very quiet craps table. Well, I was wrong. We had a great time. We had 3 good nights, 1 absolutely terrible night, night 5, and a couple of meh nights. So I really can't complain. Ended up crossing the line with a little over 3,000 points and about $2,800 of profit, which is really good. Then went and got my free play, 155 for my booking bonus and some of my points. And Craps is already closed, so I went over to Roulette, where I had one of our dealers that's been working with us all week at Craps, and turned 155 of free play into 160 of real money. Gave $10 to Sherwin and got the heck out of there. What a wonderful week. Again, Jewel shocked me. Food was really good in the specialty dining. Windjammer was even really good. A lot of great other gamblers on the ship playing dice, which was great. So many good people we met on this cruise. First-time gamblers, experienced gamblers, a little bit of everything. It was an unreal cruise. A couple of really great gamblers. And some really good dealers. I have to say, got to compliment the dealers too. We had one incident where they let an 8 go out, or they let a dice go out without line bet. It was a hard 8. They paid the hard 8, went to go pass the dice again and realized the guy didn't have a line bet. Ended up taking everybody's money back, and it was just a mess. So, a couple issues, but nothing major. Again, just great cruise overall. Good times, good vibes. Sad that it's over. Ended with a good week. But the good news is we're back on a ship in 15 days. Back on Independence out of Lauderdale. Good to see how that one goes. Hope everybody has a great week.